Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. Do me one small favor, folks. First of all, I am glad to have you here with me. Second of all, hit that little thumb for me, please. That would be great. Hopefully, we can trigger the YouTube algorithm and bring in many more people to participate in the conversation. And I will do the roll call momentarily. All right. And this topic is trending all over the internet. And I said, well, I'll jump on for a short period of time and we'll discuss it like we normally do. Uh, jump on and talk about what's trending and what's going on. Um, if you have other forms of social media, do me one small favor, folks, and share this stream out on your other forms of social media as well. That would be great if you would do that for me as well. And I'll get this video going momentarily. All right. So we're going to be talking about black fatigue. And I'm sure everyone has heard about it. And the last video that I did on Shiloh Hendricks, that whole entire incident, that is also a part of the black fatigue. All right. Um, Tell me what your thoughts are. Again, I'm sure that you are familiar with it because hot, it's a hot topic, folks. All right. We'll wait for a few more people to join the chat. Okay. And again, I won't be before you terribly long. And I'll go ahead and do the roll call. Okay. U.S. Army retired. Thank you for your service, sir. Okay. Chicago Hood, you made it. How you doing, love? Rachel, how are you doing? Monique is here. Um, Hello, hello, hello. There are a few other people here. However, if you'd like for me to call your name during the roll call, just say hello or send an emoji. If not, I cannot tell that it is you who is actually here in the chat. How you doing, OG Life? Okay. Greetings to you as well, OG Life and Rachel, Monique. If any of you have Facebook or any other form of social media, please share this stream out or Truth Social. That would be great. So we could bring more people into the conversation. Okay. Now, how many of you are familiar with this term that's been trending on the internet, especially since the Shiloh Hendricks incident in Minnesota, of course? And my very last video, I'll drop that link for those of you who may have missed it. Um, and of course, it seems like to me, especially when that happened, more and more people started coming out, of course, on social media, talking about they're just sick and tired. And there's a saying that they had to go with it too. Always offended. And there's another part of it. I can't think of it right now. It'll come to me. But always offended, never responsible, or something of that nature. All right. So let me go ahead and play this video because unfortunately, how you doing, Laurie? Let me send Laurie some kitties. She has to have her kitties in the chat. All right, and I have to oblige. Okay, there you go, Laurie. So tell me what your thoughts are about this. And basically, it's white Americans coming out saying, the woke cancel culture is over, it's done. They're going to come out and say exactly what's on their minds. Which, how you doing, Midnight? Like I said, when I did the video on Shiloh Hendricks, that is a slippery slope. You're welcome, Laurie. You don't want, because the NAACP, um, they wanted her arrested, charged, all of these things. But again, that's free speech, and you don't want to go down that slippery slope. All right. What she did, of course, was wrong. But you can't get back to that, well, this person can say this, but this person can't. Okay. Again, it's protected speech, whether you like what was said or not. You have idiots. People do things they shouldn't do. And we all know that was not right for her to say that to a 5-year-old autistic child. But people do things they should not do on a daily basis. So it is what it is. All right, let's watch this. In preparation for this live tonight, I looked at several videos because I said, let me choose one that just really exemplifies how I feel as well. And so of all that I viewed, I was like, oh yeah. And then I was on TikTok as well, viewing some shorts. How you doing, Waymond? We blacks will stop complaining when whites end racism. I will continue to speak out until my end of days. Okay, Waymond. But Wayman, a lot of what they're talking about in reference to the black fatigue, if you've heard about, I think the Carnival cruise, there was a big brawl and some other incidences that, of course, are all over social media. That's a big part of it. They're calling it ghetto ratchet behavior. So yeah, hit that like button for me, please, folks. So it's not just, people are complaining all the time. But again, when you look at the news, you don't see the good things that people do. The news, of course, is going to show you the worst. And that's exactly what everyone sees. How you doing, Clever Girl Reading? Clever Girl Reading said we don't do a good enough job showing how ratchet they are. Clever Girl, I can't. Hey, the parts that I do see, it's enough. Oh my God. So, Clever Girl, if you have Facebook or any other form of social media, share this stream out, please, love. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. We are glad that you are here. All right. So I'm going to play this video. How you doing, Trish? And I want to get your thought process, and I'll give you my review. Like I said, I looked at several videos, but this one exemplifies how I feel. Because you know what happens? People will throw everyone in the same barrel. And the people that I spend time with, they don't act like the people that you see in these these short video clips you see all over social media. Um, I don't spend time with people like that. And not everyone acts like that, but what do you see in the videos? What do you see on the news? You see the ratchetness, the ratchet behavior. Midnight said right. Okay, thank you, Midnight. Midnight, share this on your social media pages, love. So let's listen to this because I was like, this is excellent.
Always us. It's always us unaliving each other. It's always us living in poverty. It's always us unaliving babies at 40%. It's always us voting out of emotions.
Let me see if I can put on the closed caption. You can play music on TikToks, but you cannot on YouTube. So let me see. I have the closed captioning on. So let me play this so you can hear this. Or you can read it. If you can see that clearly, let me know. Because this TikTok has music in it. So I just muted it. Because I don't want to be copyrighted. Okay. But look at everything that he is saying. Wayman said good. Okay. OG, I don't think it's black fatigue. It's ratchet N-word fatigue. That right? Okay, but OG, like I was saying, everyone gets thrown in the same, basket. And again, I would never spend time with people who acted like the people that I see in these videos on social media. Clever girl, ratchet is not a race. We may have coined the phrase, but it describes a behavior. Well, okay, clever girl, yeah. You have people on the lower end of the socioeconomic scale of other races who are just as ratchet. But what do you see on social media the most? Okay, you're right. All right, so when he's done, I'm going to. All right, now, how many of you know Charleston White? Now, a lot of people don't like him, but this guy speaks truth. He really does. Midnight, looks like YouTube is throttling your channel. You must be doing something right. Yeah, Midnight. You remember I used to have hundreds of people in the chat, and then now YouTube doesn't share my channel. I don't know what they're doing. So I said, well, I don't care if there's one person here. I don't care if there are 20. I don't care if there are 200. I'll still come on and talk because I want to still discuss topics with the subscribers, and we have an excellent group here. OG said it is unfortunate we all get grouped in with the foolishness. Say that again, OG, for the people in the back, sir. Thank you. And Midnight, I'm glad you picked up on that, dear. Yeah, they are. I don't know what they're doing to my channel, but hey, I'm here. That's unfortunately beyond my control. That's why at midnight, again, if you have Facebook or any other form of social media, dear, you can help me out by sharing the video. See, if we bring more people into the chat, that's going to trigger the YouTube logarithm. So whatever they're trying to do is not going to work. All right, here we go. Listen to him. I mean, he says some things that, like I said, a lot of people don't like this guy, but he's on point.
Nobody wants us even in their business. They don't want our money. They don't want us in their stadiums. We're going to be an outcast. We ain't seen nothing yet, homie. We thought our ancestors endured something, but there will be a generation of black people that will endure something similar to what the nigga ancestors went through. And we earned it. Yeah, we earned it. We've taken on the animalistic, savage part of the human species. Go somewhere and see who the loudest in the place. Our violence have superseded the dignified people who we once were. We make up half of America's homicides. And this is a violent country. When foreigners migrate into America, they get introduced to America's system and America's society. They have a particular showing that they show of us. That's why other races and ethnicities give us a cold shoulder when they get here. They're taught that we're like what they see in the rap video. Now just think, they can't understand English. These people, so they see the rap video, all they see is, so why you think they don't want to do nothing? Why you think?
We talked about this, folks, in one of my other videos. We talked about that, the rap videos, and what they see, on the news. They watch the same news that we watch, and again, they assume that, well, everyone acts like that, and that's just not the case. CJ Parks, how you doing, love? I'm doing great. All right, yeah, hit the like button, folks. CJ, share this on your social media pages, dear. So, like I said, Charleston White, a lot of people don't like him, but he calls it. No lies have been detected. Okay. All right, here we go.
They act the way they act toward us. This is shown to the world about us blacks in America.
So that was Charleston White in that last clip, if you guys were wondering, because he had some pretty interesting things to say. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, who is this guy?
And how you doing, Tina? You're fine, dear. Baldwin Birds, how are you? Look at the individual, not the race or stereotype, right? U.S. Army. But the sad thing is, what do you see, on, the news? What do you see on the clips? That's what we see, and that's what people who come to this country see. And so then they shun Black Americans because they think, okay, that's the whole group, but it's not. U.S. Army. Yeah. Okay. So tell me what your thoughts are about this in the comment section, folks. All right. I will continue. Let me go on. This is good stuff.
And, I actually have another clip of him because sometimes I'm telling you, he speaks some truth, right? Today, I want to talk about black fatigue because that is obvious. That has obviously been trending. I don't know.
That's what those of you just joining the chat, we talked about that. Black fatigue, if you Google it, OMG, it is all over the internet. And white Americans are coming out and they're just saying they're tired. And it's basically, we know what's happened the past, 30 years, especially with the woke, where we talked about this on my channel. The black race hustlers come out, say anything they want. But if a white person says something, oh my God, the world is going to end. And you can't do that. That causes problems. That causes divisiveness. And that's why I think that we are seeing some of, what we're seeing now. And so tell me what your thoughts are about that. CJ Parks, I've watched a lot of videos of Charleston White. This guy makes a lot of sense on most of the things he talks about. CJ, yes. That's what I'm saying. He, a lot of people don't like it. And a lot of the things that he says, it hurt my feelings. That's what you hear people, that's just cruel. No, that's just truth. And it hurts, but he'll come out. I mean, I've watched videos with him. He says he feels comfortable when he's around white people. When he's around black people, he's on guard. And he's a black male. Chicago Hood, sadly, in my job, I run into ratchet behavior weekly, and it's always black women of all ages. The old ones are just as bad as the young ones. See, Chicago Hood, I'm sorry for you, love. And so that's what we're talking about today, Lord Jammer, how are you doing, dear? Lord Jammer says, I think we're all sick of the double standards. Case in point, Carmelo Anthony. Yes, Lord Jammer, I did a video on that. And we talked about that. And again, double standards cause divisiveness. You're absolutely right. Steve, how are you? Lord Jammer, if you have Facebook, share this stream out for me, love. Bring more people. Steve, you as well, dear. Glad you're here. Steve, they got it from the little hats. Same as punishing anti-Semitism. Yeah, Steve. And again, I say when I really first started paying attention to it, and I mentioned this in my last video, if you all remember Imus, the famous, talk radio jock host, and he made that statement about how nice looking Candace, I think her name is Parker. She was graduating from, I think, Tennessee and going to the WNBA. And then some other girls, he said they would look like nappy-headed garden tools. And people just lost their mind. How dare he? And then the next thing we know, I still have that. Now, this is how old I am. Do you know I still have that Newsweek magazine with the picture of Imus on it, and they have a big piece of tape across his mouth? Google it. How you doing, Malik? We're glad you're here. Hit that like button for me, please. Malik, share this on your Facebook page, please, dear. U.S. Army, too many thin-skinned people hollering victim all the time, right? And so again, look at the divisiveness that it has caused. So that's just where we are in this country, unfortunately. And you know what, at this point, if we don't talk about it, we're never going to fix the problem. So tell me what your thought process is. You know how I feel. Where are we? Oh, gee, wow. Don Imus, ain't heard that name in a minute. Yes. Do you remember the incident I'm talking about, OG? He made that statement, and honey, they canceled him real quick. How dare he? And he said things that, you know, Black Americans, if a Black American said it, no one said anything. But because he was white, that's to me stuck out. That's when cancel culture, because I never, at the time, I was like, what's wrong with that? When Black people say things like that, everyone laughs. If someone white says it, people lose, the internet crashes, people lose their minds. Chicago Hood, allowing Carmelo to graduate is disgusting. If he was any other race, he would not be permitted to graduate. So again, Chicago Hood, we're talking about the double standard, right? Isaiah, I'm doing great, Lynn. Isaiah, love you too, dear. CJ, White is even outspoken about the people donating to Carmelo Anthony's family. He said that they would give their money to a man that unalived a teenager instead of charity to feed kids. CJ, that's what we're saying. Priorities, right? Priorities. Oh, gee, you remember? Yeah, Google that. I still have that Newsweek magazine. I need to bring it and show all of you. It's several years ago, but I'll never forget. At that time, I'm like, why are they canceling his show? It's not that serious. But we know what happened. Carmelo, a clever girl reading said Carmelo is innocent. Wayman, I feel that this behavior started when parents stopped disciplining their children. Yes, Wayman, and also trying to be friends with their children. And another issue, let me go ahead and address it. Me being in the school system, I told you, I can tell you what I witnessed. When young girls have children, they're still children themselves. So they really don't raise them the way they should be raised. And then they're out here trying to continue to, you know, party and do, you know, like they don't have kids. And then they're not raised properly, and they don't have that nice, strong, you know, moral upbringing. And a lot of them are single parent homes. We already know about that, right? How you doing, Chris? Yes, Chicago Hood. Thank you, love. I'm trying to drop some truth. And so that's just, a lot of people need to think about that. A lot of it, when these teenagers have kids, they're not done having their fun. And so they're still going to go out and party. That's why we see incidents all the time. They'll go off and leave the children at the home, and they'll go out to a club, you know, and right, Wayman, that's an issue. Yes. I'm just saying that's an issue. And they're like, oh, I still want to go out here and have fun. Well, ma'am, you have a child or children, plural, and that's what you need to focus on, but they don't. And it's sad. All right, let me continue this video.
If you guys have seen, but even on Google, look at this. Just, I mean, it's just absolutely exploded.
Can you see that? He's showing, okay, this is where it's trending. So people are typing it, people are checking up on it. Black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue, right? Okay, I'll continue.
Exploded, and for good reason. It's time to address what needs to be addressed, and that is black fatigue. Not simply from other races, white people, but there's a lot of us black people that have black fatigue. Really, I think it should be called NIGGA fatigue, right? I think, and I've had this conversation with my homies.
And so, and the thing is, when someone like Doc Rich says that, you have Black Americans who get triggered and they're angry that but how can you fix a problem if you are unwilling to address it? Wolf's Friend 42 says Black people are tired of the black ninjas, thugs, and victim mentality. Wolf's Friend 42, I think you're new here. I love your thought process. Hit that like button and the subscribe button. Yes, Wolf's Friend. It's like you've been here forever. Yes, that's what we're saying. Everyone's tired, not just white Americans. We're all tired of it. Tina said, I'm so sick of this racist mess in this country. Me too, Tina. Yes. And so CJ said, I was born in 1972, Generation X. When I was in school, every kid that had a disagreement would duke it out with their fists. No one pulled knives or guns. He had no reason to pull a knife. And CJ, again, let me tell you from my educators' eyes, and this is what I said, and I teach high school, I tell them this on a daily basis. Do not try and don't approach another student trying to handle a situation. You need to go get an adult. Every single time high school students try to handle things on their own, it does not end well, period. So, hey, that's what I said, right? And again, when I speak, I'm speaking, from an educator's, perspective. So, clever girl, CJ, if 3 people tried to double team you, use a weapon as well. Okay. How you doing, Darla? Glad you're here, love. Hit that like button for me, please. Well, and that's what I suggest to students. That, because usually when they, honestly, when they go and try to handle something, there's a fight or a brawl or something of that nature. So it never ends well. So my instructions to them is always to go and get an adult. Even if they can't get to me, I tell them to go get an adult that they feel comfortable with, who could, help them take care of that situation. All right, let me continue.
There's 2 types of black people, I feel. There's black people, right?
How many of you have ever heard Chris Rock? Oh my God, that Chris Rock. Woo! And I'm not going to say what Chris Rock said because YouTube's probably going to stop the video or something. He says, I love black people, but I hate ends. And you know what I'm saying? And that's Chris Rock. So basically Chris Rock is saying the same thing that a lot of other black Americans are saying. So here we go.
Like myself, okay? And then there's NIGGAS, okay? There's that group, the loud, the ratchet, the obnoxious, you can't tell them anything. If you tell them something and you're a different race, you're automatically racist, right?
Now we know, and if you've been on this channel for a while, I've said this several times. I've even talked to a co-worker. She's white, and we talk, about her part-time job. And again, it's okay. So it's unfortunate. The Democrats, and of course, this started especially under Obama with the divisiveness. They have it where if a white person says something, this is to the leftist loonies. If a white person says something to a black person, automatically that white person is racist. I told you, I teach students of all ethnicities. Anytime I have a black student come with that foolishness, I tell them to go back to their classroom, sit down, shut their mouth, and listen to what the teacher is saying. I said, if you do those things, you can't get into any trouble. Because I know it's just a bunch of malarkey. If they come to me, that this teacher, Mr. Johnson, is racist. I don't want to hear that crap. What does that have to do with you going in their classroom, sitting down, and doing your work? Don't want to hear it. That's just an excuse. It's a cop-out, and I don't want to hear it. How you doing, Tut Wheat? Name in the black community, and Mendez brothers and others like them, that's crime. Yes, Chicago Hood. I shut them down quickly. I guess when black students come to me, I guess they think, okay, I'm going to say, oh, that's horrible. Here, stay in my class. No, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Again, if your teacher's the grand dragon of the KKK, you go in there, sit down and shut your mouth. You're in there for a very short period of time. Don't want to hear, don't come in here with your excuses, which is what they are. But you got to realize the Democrats have this country in such a state that if a white person says something to a black person, that white person is automatically racist. You remember when Obama was in office? I mean, it could just be white Americans that just did not like his policies. If they say, I mean, that white Americans were walking on pins and needles, and anyone who said anything about Barack Hussein Obama was canceled. Okay? They were. And so people are sick of it. Clever girl. Chris Rock cheated on his beautiful wife and caused her to divorce him. Yeah, I know. But he just, I just like, and Chris Rock made a very nice video too. How not to be, what was it? Unalive by the police. It is hilarious. Oh my God. And it's true. And like I've told some educator friends, some of these people, not all, the loud, the ghetto, the ratchet, when they're pulled over by the police, these are the people primarily who have the problems. And I tell my students, I've been pulled over by plenty of police, black and white. And sometimes the white officer will just tell me, slow down, ma'am. He won't write me a ticket. Sometimes the black officer will write me a ticket, but no one has ever disrespected me. First of all, when you're pulled over, 9 times out of 10, you've done something wrong. So at least be respectful. Yes, sir. No, sir. See how that works? Chicago Hood, you're such a great teacher. You always, yes, right. You better be on your best behavior, Chicago Hood. I put you in the corner. And so, Lord Jammer, yes, I adamantly, I tell students, to me, racism is just an excuse for failure. Racism, white supremacy, that cannot stop you in this country. I don't want to hear that. That to me is an excuse for you not to be the best person you can be. If you have work ethic, okay, work ethic is everything. Wolf's friend, Obama was just a black white man, and Kamala has no black ancestry at all. Wolf's friend, you should have been here, honey. I did several videos on the Curry Queen, Skamala. Oh my God, you need to go back and check those videos out, Wolf's friend. I tore her a new one every time I did a video on her. Barnes, let them do the talking. Exactly. And that's, hey, that all of you know. I told you, if as long as you believe in God, last time I checked, nothing is above the Almighty. I told you I'm not a preacher or minister. I don't play one here on YouTube, but I know who my source is. Yes, we come on here and laugh, talk about important topics, but I know who my source is. And so if say Wolf's friend said, well, Miss Rowland, you can't make it because of white supremacy. Newsflash, I'm doing just fine. I was not raised with a victimhood mentality. That is not how I was raised. And when you're raised and you have parents that are getting up every day and they're going to work, that's what you learn. Okay. You all know that, Lord Jammer, there is no white supremacy. It ain't stopping Kamala Anthony. And Lord Jammer, this is what I said. This is how, because I have people who get angry with me. They leave me filthy comments telling me that I am flippant about white supremacy and racism. I said, look, is America perfect? America is not perfect. Do we have issues? Yes. But guess what? That's not affecting me because I know who provides for me, not America, dear. I know who provides for me. So I don't care if someone doesn't like me, that's their problem. because I don't have a problem. I love everyone. That's how I was raised. CJ, I was pulled over by a black officer back in 2012. I was sitting at a traffic light and the turn light turned green and I took off and the cop was behind me. He walked up and asked me, CJ still typing. Okay. Clever girl still talking to, I think, U.S. Army. Right. CJ, it just depends on what type of day the officer is having. And I've had white officers say, just slow down, ma'am. I've had black officers write me a ticket. Just depends on what type of day they're having. But when they pulled me over, I didn't start saying, what the heck are you? I didn't. I was nice and calm, just like I'm talking to you now. I love you too, Chris. And that's what I tell my students. And some of the students, I could, if I took all of you in this chat right now, I could take you to the school I teach at. I can point out to students that I know if they're ever pulled over, it's going to be a problem. Because I see how they act around the school. Won't listen to directions. Won't listen to authority of any kind. And guess what? Hey, sucks to be you. And I thought about this, particularly during the George Floyd riots, because even where I live here at Fort Bragg, we had people marching. I had co-workers that marched, and the Democrats were out here telling us we were victims and that we could not make it because of white supremacy and racism. And I sat back and I did an honest self-assessment. And I'm like, that's a bald-faced lie. I am doing fine. If racism and white supremacy has nothing to do with me and it has not affected me. So again, I am not a victim. Exactly, Barnes. Okay. Chicago, never. Okay. All right. Let me continue.
There's that group, okay? And then there's black folks. There's two sets. We might have the same we might have the same skin color, but we are not the same. Okay. That's what I feel like. But I want to play this clip from Charleston White because I honestly feel the same way.
No, I was just gonna ask, do you feel safe around black people?
No.
Did everyone hear what he just said? Now he's a black man. Charleston White is a black. You all can see that, right? And like I said, a lot of people don't like what he says, but he tells it like it is. How you doing, Rich? Yes, Rich. Wolf's friend, blacks in Africa have never built anything. Seaworthy boats, monuments, big cities, railroads. Okay, Wolf's friend. All right, here we go.
No, I don't.
And do you feel safe around white people?
Yes, I feel very safe around white people. I feel very safe around white people.
You ain't gotta explain that. That's some wild shit, but I hear you.
Yeah. I'm comfortable when I'm around white people. I'm alert when I'm around black people.
That's crazy.
I'm alert and I'm on edge because I know it's gonna be a problem.
But black people show you the most love, though. Let's say that.
No.
Damn.
Nah, black people don't show. Black people show the most hate. Yeah. Because they hate to love and they love to hate.
I agree. And it's sad to say that. You know, statistically, I am in more danger around people with my same skin color than I am around another race.
And that is why the liberals, you know, when they're out here marching, talking about, police officers are killing black males. They don't talk about, and this is why this is why I have an issue with Black Lives Matter, NAACP. You don't see them in any of these blue cities. Black males are unaliving each other by the thousands. They don't say a word. And hey, all it is, these white police officers are killing black people. What about all the thousands and thousands? White police officers aren't killing them like that. Chronicles WBB TV. I'm experiencing white fatigue right now. ? Which is worse, white fatigue or black fatigue? Okay. How you doing, Chronicles? Wayman, I don't blame him. These youth who were raised by children have no self-control. Wayman, that's what I'm talking about, Wayman. Yes. Barnes, my mother raised me that color didn't matter, and that at the foot of the cross, it's all made equal. Yes, Barnes. Chris May, more like because of rich, evil people controlling the masses to put rules and regulations from all of us. Imagine if the powers that be were not so evil, the power of slavery would end. Yes, Chris, and people would stop listening to these race baiters and race hustlers. That would help a lot too. Lord Jammer says, I have BS fatigue. Yes, Lord Jammer. Yes. All right, here we go.
That's crazy to say. Now, the black folks that I hang around, right? They aren't the N words, right? Most of my friends, I would say probably 90% are black people, right? So I love black people. I don't hate black people. I don't like NIGGAS. Okay, that's what I.
Chris Rock said the same thing. And so again, and if you this guy, a lot of people, oh, he's Uncle Ruckus, he's this, he's that. He's just being honest. You folks, I would rather someone be honest with me, like that video I did last week on Shiloh Hendricks. I prefer be straight up, instead of someone smiling and then as soon as you're gone, they're stabbing you in the back. Be honest. I can appreciate that. Okay.
I don't like. One, because it makes us all look bad. Like what is the purpose of all this just ratchetness and this foolishness? Like, you have fun. You can have fun. I have fun, but I ain't out here being ratchet and ridiculous. Like it just doesn't make any sense, man. It really doesn't. I want to play this other clip as well. Check it out.
Black fatigue is a thing. Newsflash. White people don't want to live around ratchet black people, and black people don't want to live around ratchet black people. I mean, it's nothing like going to the Walmart on a Sunday morning and then you see the bonnet crew walk in. Loud, obnoxious, the kids are everywhere, in every aisle, unattended. And that's anywhere you go, no matter what. They're highly emotional, highly sensitive. You can't say nothing. You can't even smile and hold the door for them because they'll look at you like you're crazy. And always the victim of something. Either you stepped on a shoe, you looked at them wrong, you told them good morning. They're never happy, they're never satisfied. And you wonder why normal, good black people move out of the hood as soon as they start getting successful. I was one of those black people that said, man, if I made some money, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna buy up this, buy up that. I'm gonna support the community. As soon as I got my money, I got the fuck up out of there because they don't know how to appreciate good shit.
Have you ever felt God?
All right. Okay. So what do you think about that? Because they're always putting a guilt trip on Black Americans who, Rich said 100. Yeah, they're always putting a guilt trip telling Black Americans you should stay there. If you come from a high poverty area, if you make it, you need to go back and build up your community. Newsflash. Who wants to do that when you going off to work and you come home and your house is cleaned out when you get home? I'll wait. So that's what they tell Black Americans who, grew up, high poverty in the projects or whatever. They always say that they always move away. They don't want to live, once people make it, they don't want to live around that nonsense. Oh my goodness. Tell me what you think about that. The Bonnet Brigade. Oh boy, that's funny.
And my suburban kids don't need to be dealing with that bullshit. Crab in a barrel mentality. Never take accountability for nothing. So yeah, black fatigue is a thing. And I'll tell you, a lot of people are tired. They're tired of dealing with these kind of people on a daily basis. I mean, I get anxiety when I walk inside of a mall nowadays. I mean, because you got these YNs running around and they don't respect nothing. So I don't care what anybody says. White America is tired of you, and we are too.
Facts. White America tired, and us black people tired too. This stuff is ridiculous. When he said I get anxiety when I walk into a mall, man, did I feel that. I don't even like going to malls no more. I'm so serious.
Newsflash, I don't really go to the mall anymore either, because all I hear about or gangs, and you hear about, you know, the youth, teenagers, you know, wilding and robbing people and shooting. So no thank you. So I don't go either. So here, I'll continue.
I don't. If I can get it online, bro, I'm getting it online. And I can even take it a step further. The people that I personally know, my family, that have died due to gun violence, you think it was a white person that came up and killed them? Not a single one. But if you listen to Democrats and you listen to these NIGGASs, it's all the white people. But no, not a single person I know that died of gun violence died to the hands of a white person. They were all killed by somebody that looked like them. That's just facts. That is absolutely ridiculous.
There's an interesting phrase going around these days. It's called black fatigue. When I heard that, I started laughing because I've been had black fatigue. Well, nigga fatigue. I love black people. See, it's a difference between niggas and black people. You understand? And what it should be called is nigga fatigue, because even black people have nigga fatigue. You understand? The ghetto ratchet bullshit, all the ignorant stuff that these people stand for, all the ignorant stuff that these people defend, all the weird shit that these people say, all the victimization and acceptance of the bigotry of low expectations and all the Stockholm syndrome and all that shit like that, all the random acts of violence that people want to ignore because it's black on black, which they also want to ignore and just say it's proximity crime, but no, it's black on black crime. It's an epidemic. Black fatigue is some real shit. And y'all are getting what the fuck y'all wanted to get when y'all wanted to perpetuate racism, because nobody in America is perpetuating racism but black people. Get out of your neighborhood and out from around all the rest of the bullshit people that you fuck with to understand the reality of what's going on in the world. And what you will see is that it's people that look like me that's perpetuating racism, because white people don't give a fuck. They're not running around talking about what our hairstyles are and you can't wear this and you can't wear that and you can't say this and you can't say that. It's weird, bro. It's weird.
Hey, I can't argue with it. I can't argue with it. Like this has been a thing for quite a while. And there's more clips of other black people saying the exact same thing. I'm gonna spare y'all from that. You get the gist, right? It's not just other races. It's us black people too. That's tired of the ignorant, ghetto, loudmouth, ridiculous, just obnoxious, being weird. Come on, bro. I've been sick of it. Anybody that knows me personally knows I don't go anywhere where I think them types gonna be. I don't go anywhere near. That just is what it is. I've accepted it. Yeah, does that mean I won't go certain places and can't go certain places that I would enjoy going? Yeah, but I've accepted it. That's cool. That's fine by me. Right? That is fine by me. It's just ridiculous at this point. And of course, you're gonna get some black folks right now. Well, not black folks. You're gonna get that group of people that's gonna see this video and is gonna call me all types of names and blah 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 and this and that. But the fact remains, what I've said and what I've shown you in these clips is 1,000% true. 1,000% true. There's two different groups of black people, right? There's actual black people, and then there's NIGGAS. We do not act the same. We look the same, but we don't act the same. And that group is extremely obnoxious. They take no accountability for their actions. You try to tell them anything, like what's about to happen to me. You call them out for anything, and you're all types of names. You love the white man and blah, 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 blah. Of course, I've seen it all. I got the DMs. If y'all ever want me to post some of these DMs, maybe I will one day in a video. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. And apparently it's been going on for quite some time, because that Chris Rock clip came from 1996. 1996. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm sick of it. So I'm happy this conversation has become viral. I'm happy that it's trending, right? Because it needs to be addressed. 1,000%. 1,000%. It has gotten out of control and out of hand. The people who, and this is the crazy part, the black folks who actually went through some of the BS and the nonsense that the NIGGASs complain about, right? That they never went through. The black folks that actually went through it, many years ago, they would be so upset with that group of black folks today.
Yeah.
They would despise them. Because them black folks back then, they didn't act like this. They weren't doing this ratchet mess. Nor were they stuck on complaining on a daily basis, right? But we'll save that conversation for another day. I don't think they're ready for that conversation. The black folks from back in the day that actually experienced, true racism, true, trials, right? True. There was true pain with the black people from way back when, right? When we talk about slavery and even times after slavery, the ones who actually went through something, they would look at the NIGGASs of today and just be shaking their head like, you disgust me.
I agree with him 100%. That's why, again, whenever I hear, one of my students talking about, racist or I'm like, boy, girl, if you don't shut your mouth. The people who actually went through, first of all, if you haven't gone through Jim Crow, so I listened to that generation. They went through some stuff. These kids these days, you can lose me with that because I'm not listening. That's a bunch of malarkey. Clever girl. Why they're always talking about black women when black males are the ones doing the most? Why is it always about the bonnets? Clever girl, because, well, a lot of the videos on social media, they're making fun of the women coming out of the house with all those head wraps on. So that's probably why they're talking about, because that when they're trending, those videos that are trending, they're talking about that. Okay, so Steve, he's telling the truth. The vast majority of blacks function off their emotions. Yes, Steve, we talked about the Democratic Party has a lot of black Americans worked up, and they've told them, they've beat in their head that all white people are racist, and the police are trying to kill you, and you've done nothing wrong. Racism and white supremacy is why you are in the condition and shape that you are in. And again, holding accountability for nothing. They've done nothing wrong to hear them tell it, right? So again, if you don't even address, if you're not even honest and truthful, how can you change the situations? Oh, that's true, Barnes. Even before most of them closed, though, I'm like him. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because you never see anything good happening, just bad, just crime and things. So, CJ, thank you for your service, sir. When I would get new soldiers assigned to my unit, 70% would tell me they joined the army to get out of where they lived, because that was the only way they could have a better life. Okay, CJ, thank you. Chicago, Anthony, the intelligent people already know that story was false. That the ignorant stay ignorant. That's where they're comfortable. Okay, I missed something. Okay, Barnes, I've always liked your channel and Doc Rich's channel and Black Conservative Perspectives YouTube channel and Philip Scott channel, although Philip has changed his tone recently. Yeah, Barnes, he's talking, he's sort of to me, bordering on what we were talking about prior to the election with racial idolatry. Sort of, kind of, where are we here? MSN will never show or talk to black conservatives. A black conservative is kryptonite to the narrative. Exactly, Midnight. You're absolutely right. Chicago Hood, living in Chicago. I'm an expert in dealing with demons and spiritual warfare. Yes, you are. God bless you, Chicago. Barnes Homestead, Midnight. Yeah, they do, and this channel is proof. What happened, Barnes? I missed something. I think if males held other males accountable, everything else might fall into place. Okay. Modern males are not okay. Okay, clever girl. Midnight. Why do they attack the channel? Tell me so maybe I could change. Because see, Midnight, they can't do that to the larger YouTubers, because like when Black Conservative Perspective, when he drops a video, thousands of people jump on immediately. So the logarithm is triggered. But a smaller channel like mine, they're not sharing it out. So I don't know why. We're going through gentrification as we speak, an evolved form of Jim Crow. Okay. I suffer from progressive wokeism fatigue. We all do. CJ, this new generation will be the downfall of the United States. Hopefully, I will be long gone before that comes to light. CJ, I was just telling a coworker that. Aurelius, how you doing? I'll be back on tomorrow. Aurelius, don't worry. I miss you too, dear. Education will help no one if they do not want to educate themselves. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Right. Midnight, explain to me what they're doing so I can change. I don't know what to do, dear. I have just a few TikToks to share with you, and then we'll get out of here. Let me stop this screen. Hit that like button for me, please, folks, as well as hit the subscribe button, if you will, if you have not subscribed already. Probably 6:30, 7 o'clock, Aurelius. That's what time I normally go on Friday. Lord Jammer, it's always my little bookie bear. Didn't do nothing wrong. Lord Jammer. And that's the problem. They've been lied to. They believe the lies of the leftist loonies, and it's destroying them, you know? And again, they get upset. They want you to come and move there, and no. I like where I live. I did not grow up like that, and I'm not going to start living like that now. Tutweed. Oh wow. Okay. And so with that victimhood mentality, because again, you all have to realize, if you go back and look at some of my older videos, the Democrats have told them, have told them over and over and over that they are victims, and that white supremacy and racism is the reason that they are where they are. And it's just not true. And so they don't have any, they don't have any want to. They just listen to the lies of the left, and they just stay, in that perpetual cesspool of victimhood. And that, it just is what it is. So let me share with you. And it, like I said, black fatigue is all over the place. But let me show you this young lady here.
Black fatigue lady said a lot of inappropriate and upsetting things, but when she said that society as a whole is theirs, referring to black folks, I really went like, wait, hold on. Because as a global society, we really live in a white.
That's not the one. Here's the one I wanted to show you. And this guy right here, his page blew up when he said something about black fatigue. Let's see. Wrong one. Hold on. Okay, where is it?
Let's talk about Shiloh Hendricks, the woman who called a 5-year-old a racial slur. I have worked with 5-year-olds for the last 15 years. Absolutely everything they do is out of pocket. They're like little unhinged drunk people. Nothing they do makes sense. A 5-year-old is capable of rifling through somebody's bag and taking things that don't belong to them. Ask any kindergarten teacher. But I realize why so many people are wanting to defend this, because black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood, that they want to praise this woman. But what she did is not praiseworthy. But also on the same hand, please remember that every day that us white people get on this app, we get called racial slurs every single day. So if you don't want to be called a racial slur, you also have to stop calling people racial slurs. She'll be watching her back for the rest of her life. Yeah, because that's not thuggery, kid-rattery, animalistic. This is why people have black fatigue. When you act like this, it's not normal behavior. People do stupid stuff. People say stupid stuff. That's life. It's not normal to threaten to unalive people because you don't like what they're doing. We're getting sick and tired of opening up TikTok and seeing brawls on cruise ships, brawls in the airport, like literally the most ghetto behavior. We're tired. We're tired of it. But then whining and complaining and acting like it's not your fault that you act that way. Yeah, we're kind of over it.
Ooh. So again, and then if you look at these comments here, so I think who was it? Clever Girl, you were saying something about the bonnets. So again, this if you look at this title up here, they're talking about that on TikTok. Okay, Will's friend. Okay. Clever Girl Reading said, what's the real reason? Well, home training, Clever Girl. Again, with the breakup of the Black family, the matriarchy is a failure. Pretty much. Chronicles, white women are some of the fakest women on the planet. That's from Chronicles WB. Chris, you agree? I don't know what you're agreeing to, dear, because I've said so much. But let me see, because I wanted to show you what that man said. But yeah, everyone, a lot of white Americans are coming out and they're talking about it, and that they're sick and tired of it. And so let me show you. And I want you to hear what this man has to say about Black fatigue. How you doing, Orange and Slinky? Clever Girl said Karens. Chronicle says don't trust them. All right, listen to this.
My FYP page. Thank you. I am so happy that this is being brought up. And oh, by the way, for us white people that have been around the block a long time, this isn't new to us. We've been dealing with this for over 40 years. Here's my story. This is about 2015. I'm at Put-in-Bay. Put-in-Bay's on South Bass Island in Lake Erie. There's a bunch of bars out there. It's a great place for adults to go play. Think of Pat Daly, Mad Dog Adams. If you don't know those guys, think of Jimmy Buffett. I'm sitting on a bench on Delaware waiting for my wife, who's in a shop shopping. And at the time, the traffic is two ways. And I think I witnessed why it is no longer two ways. It's a Saturday afternoon. The island is packed. The traffic is bumper to bumper. These two guys going in opposite directions decide to stop and have a chat. Not for a couple seconds, not for a couple minutes, but I think it was around 10 minutes before people started threatening them. But around the 5-minute mark, I'm just sitting there with my arms folded, just shaking my head. And I hear this voice. This is what's holding us back. This is why we're hated.
Probably from a black.
And I turned around to see who had said it, and it was a black couple about my age.
Yep.
And then he looked directly at me and said, 30 years ago, I'd go down there, grab those idiots by their dreadlocks, and teach them a lesson their fathers.
And guess what? Today, the YNs, they don't play no games. They will probably beat the crap out of you and then justify it and say that you was in their business and that you had no reason to be over there trying to have a conversation with them in the first place, even though they were stopping traffic for well over 10 minutes. But this right here just proves that we not all the same. And just because there's a demographic of us that embarrass us does not mean that black people have black fatigue the same way that white people have black fatigue.
Never did. And I looked at him and went, 30 years ago, I'd have been right there with you. I have hated this type of behavior my entire life. I've never gotten it. How self-centered do you have to be to have no respect for any other human being? It's all about you. These are the people I've spent my life avoiding. But I had never thought about it from the black community side. And I got to say, it sucks a lot more for you guys than it does for us white people.
We gotta be
because you're associated with it.
Yep, and that's the truth. The fact of the matter is the stereotypes can be true, and often at times they do come from someplace. And the people that do take care of their business, that's not racist and that does not hold up traffic, we get lumped in with everybody else, and that's what makes it difficult. That's really the nutshell of it. There's a segment of the community that thinks that you're a sellout. If you stand on business and you say, hey, we need to do things the right way, it's not a white thing. It's not a black thing. It's just the right thing to do. And then all of a sudden, you're a sellout. You get called every single name in the book. They say that you are, I didn't heard it all. I've personally heard it all. If you take care of your business, if you speak proper English.
Black fatigue. It's all over my.
Okay, I see that. OG said, salute to my Detroit brethren. Yeah, okay. OG, yeah. And he's saying what we said earlier. We're sick and tired of it too. Okay, Chronicles doesn't care for Anton Daniels. Okay. For everyone who's here, hit the like button. I see I have several new people here. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure it is on all notifications. Barnes, Roland, you keep on, and I'll keep on inviting and sharing your channel, and you all be blessed. Thank you so much, Barnes Homestead. I always appreciate you dropping in. Chronicles, I'm experiencing white fatigue. Chronicles, you don't like Anton Daniels? All right. So let me see. I had one more to share with you, but that's the crux of what I wanted to share with you folks. Where are we here? Okay. But yeah, if you go to TikTok and type in black fatigue, you see a lot of black people on TikTok saying the same thing that the white people. Now, of course, when the white people say it, they're called racist. When the black people say it, again, they're sellouts, they're bootlicks, they're this, they're that. Here's another black male. Listen to what he says, and I agree.
Fatigue. This video might make you uncomfortable, but it needs to be made. There's a growing sentiment, most recently, of individuals who are proclaiming they do have black fatigue. And you don't have to be a non-black person to have black fatigue. What does that phrase actually mean? Essentially, black fatigue is a growing weariness of the actions of the quote unquote black community. But it goes deeper than that, because we are in 2025 now, and we are being judged based on the content of our character and not the color of our skin. But the interesting part is, the lie that's been sold to the black community in particular is that the color of our skin dictates the content of our character. That's why in the black community, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, you are acting white, when they're talking to someone like myself who doesn't act the way most people would expect a conventional black person to act. In their minds, there is a correct way to act black. And the people in your ethnic group who fulfill those very negative stereotypes, those are the ones who are going to essentially drag down the collective whole. And that's why there's individuals who are black who do and can have black fatigue, because they see how damaging it is to see the worst of us attract all this negative attention that then unfortunately gets ascribed to the entire race all too often. But what's unfortunate is, here in 2025, now we have to contend with the fact that there's people who are so sick and tired of seeing those negative aspects, those negative individuals in the black community attracting all this attention. That's what is spurring this black fatigue. I think it's something that needs to be talked about. And until we turn inward and address the issues in our own communities, I fear that this is only going to continue and get worse. And that's exactly what the powers that be want. They want to have us against each other instead of us against those who are really pulling the strings in the background.
Okay, and this is what, again, so the leftist loonies, the poverty pimps, the race hustlers, they have gotten us to this point. And you know, it's unfortunate that so many people have been hoodwinked, and they've been indoctrinated. They've been brainwashed. We've said that on several videos. And look at the comments here. So again, people are getting upset with the white Americans that are saying it, but you have plenty of black Americans on here saying the same thing. They're saying the same thing, folks. And look at his comments. And it's been called black fatigue, but it really should, if you look right here, it should be called ghetto fatigue. Because that's not how I act. And again, I don't spend time with people that act like that. You have a white American here saying it's not skin, it's attitudes. Okay, so, you know, I'm just looking at some of this woke. And again, that woke and cancel culture, that is what, you know, really gotten people to this point, honestly. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to, let me see, show you some of these. But yeah, you have a lot of black Americans on here saying the same thing. Okay. Yeah. And I looked at, I just wanted to share a few with you here. Let me see.
As a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. She'll be watching her back for the rest of her life. Yeah, because that's not thuggery, hidrattery, animalistic. This bitch right here is why we have black fatigue.
Okay, so now.
All right. I don't want to hear what she has to say because she one of those you know who she voted for. But yeah, every time there's a video with people displaying ratchet ghetto behavior, it goes viral. We've already seen this young man. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments, what you think about the Black Americans who are also saying the same thing. Thank you, Chubbs. That's it. All of us here. Exactly. Yeah, there are races on both sides. And let me see. Here we go. Yeah, there's that guy. But yeah, if you just go on TikTok and type it in, again, you're gonna see a lot of people. Okay, yeah, a lot of people. We don't have time to watch all these videos, but just type it in, okay? And you will see what we've been discussing. All right. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I just wanted to come on for a bit and discuss it since it's everywhere. How you doing, Kelly? Oh, Kelly, yes. Kelly says she's an equal opportunity hater. Kelly. Kelly, I'm with you. Oh my God. It doesn't matter your race. You have stupid people of every ethnicity. OG allergies. I was working with my plants today and I forgot to use my Flonase. That's why I'm sniffling a bit. I got a little pollen. I was around pollen just a little bit too long today. That's right, Chicago Hood. Oh my God. Where are we here? Where are we here? Da, da, da. And I just say, how you doing, Florida? Florida, we're getting ready to get out of here. Darla said she's turning into stay off my lawn, old lady. Tut wheat. I only see what they're talking about on the internet and news. Oh, okay. Yeah, Tut wheat. I think you're new here, if you will, hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. We want you to come back because I'll be live tomorrow, probably 6:30, 7 o'clock ish. Oh, you did. Thank you, Tut Wheat. And this is what we do on this channel. We talk about, current topics and events, and we don't have double standards. We call things as though, we call things as how they really are. And let me see. We did the Shiloh video last, on Sunday? And let me get that for you. I'll drop a link for you, and then we will get out of here. All right, we made it to 50 likes. I am so glad someone else noticed my channel. All right, here we are, Black Fatigue. Let me get that. I'm trying to get it to come back up, and it's not. Give me a second, folks. All right, here we are. All right, I think it was... Wait a minute, let me do this. All right, there we go. All right. who was it that noticed the channel? I just dropped that link for you for Tutwheat and for OG. I think OG, I think you were the one who noticed that. I guess I don't know if I'm still under a shadow ban. I don't know what YT is doing. I don't have a clue. At this point, I'm just like, whatever. But thank you, OG, for asking about me. CJ, yes, he's around. He was on a show a few shows ago. I just need to, we said we were going to get together. You know how it is. He's working, I'm working, but he's fine because we still text each other. And he will come on a show. Probably summertime, you'll see him a little bit more. Yeah, he drives that big rock truck. Kelly Ray, why wouldn't you want proximity to decent people in general? My block is a 60-40 split. I wonder how many people making videos are well cultured. Right, Kelly? But Kelly, that's what they always tell Black Americans, who are doing well, to pack up and go move to a high crime, high poverty area. No, thank you. I am fine where I'm at. No way. I like coming home. My home hasn't been broken into. And we all know the crime statistics. I would probably become a statistic. No, thank you. I'm fine where I am. No. No, I can't go for that. No, no. No can do. I can't go for that. No, no. No can do. I'm singing some Blue-Eyed Soul with Hall & Oates. I can't go for that, Kelly. Oh, no. How you doing, MC? Yeah, MC. Yeah, we were talking about that. I need to check out that book too. Hadn't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. Hit the like button, MC. We are glad you are here. Hit that like button and the subscribe button as well. Please, sir. Thank you for your service. Yes, OG. I listened to Hall & Oates. I was listening to them today in my classroom. We're going to get out of here. And right, Darla. Exactly. Exactly, Darla. That's what I'm saying. I'm safe where I live, and I want it to stay that way. So all of those crazy people, telling Black Americans, to move to the high crime areas, and help people. I'll help you, but I'm not moving there. No, thank you. You know me. This is what I say. And it's the leftist loonies. Do as I say, not as I do. And of course, they're living in Martha's Vineyard or some other nice enclave. But they want you to deal with that. And I'm not going to do that. Oh, well, I enjoyed you. Make sure you come back. I have a few new people that just subscribed to the channel. We're glad you're here. And we want you to come back tomorrow. Probably about 7 o'clock-ish. I'm thinking 7 o'clock, folks. You live in Atlanta, nobody but... Okay, Chronicles. Yeah. All right. All right. I enjoyed each of you. And I hope that all of you enjoy the rest of your Thirsty Thursday. And you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to the comment section. And I will talk to you as long as you are there. And I don't take it lightly that you decided to spend your very valuable time here on the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel. There are thousands of other content creators, and the fact that you decide to spend your time here with me is greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed this content, for my new subscribers, please, 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 share this stream on Truth Social. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever form of social media that you have. I enjoyed you all. This has been enlightening. And I'm coming to the Chicago Hood. I'm glad you've been able to catch the last few streams, because I know how you're always working. Yes, Kelly, it's hot as Hades in North Carolina. I wouldn't be here without AC. I'm telling you that. We've had the AC on down here now since March. It's been terrible. It's been, oh, the heat's awful. All right, I'm going to the comment section now to talk to those of you who are there. I'll stay there as long as you're there. Thank you again. Love you all. Be safe.